Hey, so my name is Kristen McDonald, and I'm going to be explaining the meaning of my little brand. And it means crying plus laughter put together, so it's pronounced Craughter, not Craughter, as some people have been pronouncing it. And I got it from something that my daughter does where she cries and laughs at the same time. It's really strange. I'm going to try and insert a clip or a picture so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The day that I came up with the word, I happened to be reading the Bible, and I was reading scripture and Psalms, and pretty much the scripture said, they plant in tears and they harvest in joy. They cry as they go to plant their seeds. They bring back their harvest with shouts of joy. And so I just thought that was such a profound scripture, so I just kept digging, and I came upon the scripture in Genesis where Sarah laughed at God. And so she laughed at God in disbelief and lack of faith, because God said he was going to let her get pregnant at the age of 90. When she actually did give birth at the age of 90, she laughed again. And this time it was like a laughter of joy. And she said, everybody who hears of this will laugh with me. To explain it a little bit, what it means to me is no matter what you're going through, no matter what hardships you're facing, no matter what difficulties you are facing, just keep planting. Keep planting, because eventually you will harvest. Eventually you will reap what you sow. So if you're sowing good things and you're planting good things in your life, eventually you will begin to reap and harvest those good things. So even when you have to plant in tears and plant crying, and you see that everybody is doing these amazing things and going on trips and buying houses and all that stuff, and you feel like, man, nothing as good is happening to me, just keep planting regardless, because the good things are coming. And personally in my life, a lot of you don't know that my husband and I, we got married at 19 years old. And let me just tell y'all, it was crazy for real. It was really hard. It was many nights that I went to bed crying. It was a point where we were arguing every single night until 3 a.m. in the morning. I almost failed out of school. We were really on the brink of divorce. God put it in our spirit to keep planting and to keep trying in our marriage and to keep putting good things into our marriage. And so we began to practice the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, patience, peace, kindness, forgiveness. And so we began planting those things in our life and in our marriage, and we began to reap the benefits of those things. And when we planted negative things, arguing, dissension, unforgiveness, disloyalty, impatience, and anger, and all those things, you know what we reaped? The negative benefits of those things. And you have to continue to plant good things in your marriage and in your relationship and in everything, in every aspect of life. Another testimony from us is that we started off in a little apartment where we paid $6.75. My husband made $10 an hour, and I was going to school, and we were just we will never be able to buy a house. We kind of felt we'll never be able to go on trips and everything. But regardless of the way that we felt and regardless of what everybody else was doing, we continued to plant in our financial lives. We began to budget, we began to save, we began to look up houses and meet with housing people to see what the requirements were. And so after years of planting, we were both blessed with good jobs. We were able to buy a house this year. Now we do not live paycheck to paycheck. We pretty much are able to pay all of our bills freely without worrying. We travel when we want to. And it's just beautiful that we can really afford these things. But at one point, we were really broke. But what did we do? We kept planting, even through the tears, even when everybody else was doing the fun things, even when it was hard, even when we didn't want to, we continued to plant. And now we've reaped the benefits. So basically, if you plant overspending and you plant not applying to other jobs, if you plant laziness, if you plant things like that, you will reap the negative things. And so pretty much this is an encouragement to women and everybody else, but mostly to women, to keep planting in the hard times and to keep trying in the hard times, and eventually you will harvest and eventually you will reap your blessings. Just stay on the lookout for the things that I'm going to be offering. I'm going to be offering a lot of advice, tips, hints, tricks in everyday life, in parenting and marriage and relationships and cooking. And so I just want you guys to stay on the lookout. Share this. You could tell people to follow the page, to like the page. Thank you, and you guys have a beautiful day.